What's something that men do in club that looks powerful, but
Hookah.
Oh, when they be on the hookah.
Miss,
pass me the hookah.
When y'all by the section and y'all stand there like y'all looking over a bunch of peasants.
True.
Oh, if you sit on that couch, I know you gay.
Stand up.
wow.
A man should not be on the hookah. Get your own hookah and have the ladies have their own hookah.
You should not be on the couch.
No, a man has tapped me on the shoulder and asked me for the hookah, and I was so.
Who hookah was?
I don't give a how long I'm on it for. Don't tap me.
Wait, who hookah was?
Mine.
I don't trust men that smoke hookah.
Why
If you don't smoke
puffing on
a
something
big
fruity?
if you don't smoke a big blunt of za,
Should not.
Is a man.
No,
Indian
a
men
man
smoking
should.
hookah.
A man should
Yes,
not be.
Women shouldn't even be smoking. Period. Cigarettes,
that's
weed.
fine.
I only
You
smoke
want-
hookah though.
They-
Don't ask me for no fucking hookah.
That I
nigga.
bought.
I don't care if you bought it. What? Love 66, mine.
Lady killer, definitely
Mine.
mine.
Grape,
Hey.
mine.
Are you serious? It's 2 a.m. and you're playing a f***ing game?
I thought you were asleep.
That you really set up a fake body to come and play a game in the guest room? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Go to bed, bro.
I just wanted to play the game.
No, you're not getting here for a week now, bro.
Are you serious?
Go get to bed. What the hell is your problem?
I just want to play the game.
No.
Oh my god, I just want to play the game.
No, now you're not gonna play the game for a week.
Are you serious?
Oh, this is absolutely grounds for having your wifey status revoked. Because even if it's odd to you that he's playing his game in the middle of the night and that's not something that you would ever do, you do not get to treat him like his mother. I mean, maybe that man was having trouble sleeping and that's the thing that relaxes him and helps calm his mind and gets his mind off of his stress and worries. And as long as he's not disrupting you, I mean, the man was kind enough to set up a fake body so that you wouldn't wake up. This is very obviously controlling, especially when you're telling him that he's not going to get the game back for another week. Like, this is clearly not the first time. And that man, he needs to stand up for himself and he needs to revoke that mother to him status in order for you to maintain your wifey status.
I think you need to hear this. See, a man with purpose moves different. He doesn't wake up looking for attention. He wakes up looking for progress. He's not impressed by noise. He's not distracted by opinions. And he's definitely not chasing validation for people who don't pay his bills or heal his wounds. A man with purpose, he's quiet. But not because he's weak. He's quiet because he's focused. He understands something most people don't. That when you're building something real, you don't have time to explain it. That's why he doesn't argue with doubters. Doesn't compete with clowns. Doesn't entertain any type of drama. He's too busy sharpening himself. Every loss trained him. Every betrayal refined him. Every setback redirected him. He doesn't blame his past. He uses it. Because he's not perfect. He's not finished. But he's intentional. And intentional men are dangerous. And the reason they're dangerous is because when a man finds purpose, he stops chasing people. He stops forcing connections. He stops shrinking himself. He's starting to build. He builds discipline. He builds legacy. He builds standards. He builds a life that doesn't require applause. Because a man with purpose isn't trying to be liked. He's trying to be remembered.
3 signs that man ain't never been loved correctly. Sign number 1, when you ask him, hey baby, do you want me to do this for you? And he hit you with the, if you want to. That response tells you everything you need to know. Because in his mind, love always comes with strings attached. He already preparing himself for you to throw it back in his face later. He not used to somebody doing something for him because they genuinely care about him. Sign number 2, he act confused when you're consistent. You text back, you check on him, you make sure he ate, you remember the little things that he said, and he looking at you like you plotting on him. Why? Because people only show up for him when they wanted something. So now healthy love feels suspicious to him. And sign number 3, he don't know how to receive affection without feeling like he owe you something. You compliment him, you love on him, you support him, and instead of him taking it all in, he trying to repay you. That man been surviving so long, he don't even understand or know what it feel like to be loved correctly. Some people are not hard to love. They just never been loved gently. That's crazy.
You know, I see why men are staying single, because look around. We have women out here bragging about not cooking, not cleaning, not taking care of their home, not being soft, and not being supportive. And then expecting a man to show up as a provider, leader, planner, protector, and lover, while giving him absolutely nothing in return. And yes, I will be the one to say it. A home needs a woman who actually enjoys being a woman. A woman who takes pride in making her home feel warm and peaceful. A woman who loves her man in the same way that she wants to be loved. That is not oppression, that is care. Men are tired of being treated like a walking wallet. Tired of disrespect. Tired of begging for affection and a little peace. So, they are choosing to stay single, not because they hate women, but because they are looking for a woman that values her role just as much as his. And honestly, I don't blame them, because relationships only work when both people show up and give.
If you're in the middle of a custody battle, this is the one single mistake that you are making. And it's not putting your children first, it's not disobeying your court order, and it's not stopping child maintenance payments. The single biggest mistake you are making is using social media carelessly. And what I mean by that is posting things about your court case on social media, thinking that nobody is reading it. So you're bad-mouthing the mother, you're divulging things that are coming up, you're talking about Kafkas, you're complaining that you're not seeing your children while the custody battle's going on. Any of those things you're putting up on social media, the court will be looking at all your social medias, your Facebooks, your TikToks, your Instagrams. They will be looking, your Twitter. They will be looking to see what you are posting. So if you are posting things that are going to go against you in court, even if it's just moaning, even if it's just venting, believe me, you need to stop right now. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with male friends of mine, dads, who have done this, and they have been punished for it in court. The court has not gone their way. They might not have come out and said that this is why, but I am telling you that it's contributed to the reason why they didn't get the result that they wanted. If you're a dad fighting for custody, if you're a dad struggling with getting access to your children, follow me for more, because I talk about this a lot. And everybody have a great day. We had thunderstorms in Watford last night, so I did not get a lot of sleep, and it's still muggy, and something is biting me. I don't know what, because I don't normally get bitten, but something is biting me.
Women think all you need is love, and if you love, you commit. There are at least 12 things that make a woman the right person to marry, but one of the 12 isn't love. Love is good, we want love. But are you loving? You say you love me, but you demonstrate not only that you love me, but that you like me and you care about me and you will support what I care about. Have you demonstrated all of that? And often, as you know, Adam, women are demonstrating the opposite.
I will agree with that.
Talking to this young man, he says, right now I'm dating a woman. She's really very nice, very good. I said, oh, nice. Can I say Mazel Tov, or is it too soon? He says, well, I'm not marrying her. I said, why not? He says, I'm not ready to settle. You're not settling. You just told me she's great. He says, yeah, but the next one could be greater. I said, I don't understand. You went out with her to see if you could marry her, and you can. So marry her. He says, what, just to be married? Oh, I see. You're not even looking to be married. You just want to go out with the greatest, most beautiful woman. You're a fraud.
My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why. Got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see it all. Even if I could, it'd all be great. But your picture on my wall, it reminds me it's not so bad, it's not so bad.
Let me get this straight, you loaf of
bread.
I text you literally like right
after you just texted me, and then I wait on your response, and I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and nothing. Where the could you have possibly gone? Like, hey, I don't really know if you know this, but it's called instant messaging for a reason. It's not called, hey, let me write a letter and then give it to the pigeon on my arm. No, dude. If you text me and I give you a response not even a millisecond after you hit that send button, you better text me back.
And you listen to how a lot of these women are talking, and you really just look at it and you're like, man, they don't have any morals. They're not ladylike. They want men to take care of them, protect them, and provide for them. But then they honestly, they just don't have a lot of class. They don't have a lot of class. They don't know how to act. They really don't know how to dress. Really, a lot of these modern women pick the wrong time to do things. They just pick the wrong time. You know, modern women, they're not consistent. They'll start doing something and they'll do it for a period of time. But then they'll watch a TV series and get inspired by it. And they'll be like, well, you know, I want to be me. I want to be free. I just want to be myself. And then that's when they start taking their clothes off, or that's when they start dressing slouchy. Once again, they still have their standards, and they start talking about, oh, I can clean up nicely and whatever, whatnot. Well, you're not cleaned up. You look like a slouch. And I'm not talking about dressed relaxed. I'm talking about looking slouchy. Well, a man's going to have to accept me for who I am. No, he doesn't. The places y'all go, the way that you act, the way that you dress, it's just slouchy.
I'll be honest, I wasted time, dated jerks, chased excitement. I'm done with that now. I'm ready for you.
Ready or tired?
That's not fair. I grew up. I want stability. You were always there. You'd be good for me.
There it is. Good for me. Not wanted. Useful.
I'm choosing you.
No. You're settling. That's different.
So what? People settle all the time.
They do. But I don't volunteer to be the safety net. I'm not the guy you pick after the party ends.
You're acting like I'm damaged.
I'm saying you're selling a high mileage story and asking me to pay full price. That's like buying a car with 200,000 miles because it's finally reliable.
Wow, that's cold.
So is paying interest on someone else's fun. I won't finance your past for the promise of leftovers.
So you're just rejecting me?
I'm declining the offer. I'm not a backup plan. I'm not a consolation prize. I'm the destination.
In order for a man to be a man, you have to be in your feminine. You have to be, nurturing and loyal and kind and feminine and virtuous, right? And not boss babish and not an ingrate and not entitled and not a coffee date's not good enough for me. I'm here because I had my Botox and I had my nails done and I had my hair extensions and I get a lot of attention on Instagram. So I'm here and now you have to take me to a fancy dinner on date one, even though I'm a freaking ingrate. No.
Biggest lies couples believe about marriage.
Number one, if it's real love, it should be easy. Not. Real love, you taking two imperfect people trying to merge as one, and ain't nothing about that easy.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Here's one. The right person, if I just marry the right person, they'll automatically understand me. Not. Okay? Mm-hmm. People understanding each other comes from the work that the two people put in to understanding the person. Signing the papers ain't making that happen, okay? It's the work you're doing behind closed doors.
Another one, people believe that marriage is 50-50.
Yeah, a lot of people believe that.
Now, it depends on the season, you know what I mean? Marriage can be 90-10, 60-40. Sometimes she might carry me on her back. Other times I might carry on my back. It's all a give and take relationship. It ain't the same as 50-50 all the time.
Yeah. A lot of people think when you arguments means that you're the marriage is having tons of problems. that's not true, right? Arguments, disagreements is a part of growth. It takes two mature adults to learn how to sit down and work through those problems. And if you avoid those hard conversations, you're going to do more damage in your relationship. You can believe that. Okay, so you got to learn how to work through it.
That's right.
Absolutely. Last thing, just a little bonus. A lot of people think like we get married, all our problems is going to go away. Not, okay? Those problems just become bigger problems when you become married. So the only way those problems are going to go away is the two of you sitting down, making a conscious decision of how important your relationship is to you, and you're going to put in the work, right? Nothing in life worth having comes easy, right? If marriages was easy, everybody would have wonderful marriages.
Everybody.
So you and your partner have to make a conscious decision of where that relationship ranks and the time and energy you're going to put in it to make it a success.
That's right.
So these are just things that people believe about marriage that ain't true. All right? Just our 2 cents. Deuces.
That's right.
If your man has to beg for affection, something is really off. He shouldn't have to chase you around the house just to get a kiss. He shouldn't feel like he's bothering you just to be touched. He is your husband, not some side character you can barely tolerate. You say you love him, but when was the last time you showed him without words, without him asking? And I'm not talking about packing his lunch. I'm talking about pulling him in close when he walks by, letting your hands linger a little bit longer than usual, reminding him you still want him. If he's showing up, working hard, staying loyal, being a solid man, do not make him feel like he's starving for your attention. Flirt, touch, initiate. When husbands feel ignored long enough, they stop asking. Desire is not a bonus in marriage. It's really the glue that holds it all together.
My single girls, do not marry a man who cannot lead you spiritually. See, submission is not scary when you are submitted to a man of God who is submitted to Christ. Submission is only scary when you are submitting to someone who is not submitted to Christ. Do not marry a man who does not go to church. Do not marry a man who gets drunk. Do not marry a man who cannot control himself. Ladies, if he wants to sleep with you before marrying you, do not marry him. He needs to be a man of God. Don't just marry a handsome man. Marry a godly man. Marry a man who will say, as for me and this house, we will serve the Lord. Marry a man who's going to take you to church. Marry a man who can pray for you. Marry a man who will read the Bible with you. Marry a man, a spiritual leader who has a vision from God and is going to take you forward. God has placed husbands in the driver's seat of the home, saying, you're responsible to get your family to heaven. You're responsible to get your family to build a vision, to lead them in the ways of the Lord. And that's why I want to give some sisterly advice.
Problem isn't that women are now independent. It's that men are not. A working husband comes home to a cooked meal, and a working wife comes home to cook the meal. The phrase independent men does not exist because men have not yet broken free from their dependence on women.
I can't find any fault in that anywhere.
I mean, yeah, if you really think about it, you think about the term like what independent woman means, right? Usually it's that they can financially provide for themselves and they're independent. But men aren't independent often because they can't provide for their own labor.
Okay, so women are considered independent when they can do for themselves what otherwise a man would do.
Right.
So then men would be considered independent using the same standard as when we can do for ourselves what we're accustomed to women doing for us.
Right.
Which would be what? Cooking,
cleaning, child rearing.
I was going to say hands-on parenting and stuff. Huh. Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I would rather be feared than loved by the wrong people. I would rather lose a materialistic woman than become a professional simp just to keep her. If your love depends on how much I spend, that's not love. That's a subscription.
So you think treating women well is simping?
No, simping is when a man keeps buying love that was never genuine in the first place.
A real man invests in his woman.
Enough with that real man nonsense. What exactly does a real woman do? Sit back, enjoy a man's hard-earned money, and call it investing? If we're equal, why is the effort always expected from one side?
Women deserve effort.
So do men. Appreciation grows with effort, not shopping lists. I don't fear losing a woman who only loves what I can buy. I fear becoming a man who mistakes expensive attention for genuine love.
Men want what they cannot have. Men will do anything to solve the problem of scarcity. Anything. And there is one thing that men want more than anything else, and it's not Bitcoin. You know what it is. And as women have not been saving themselves for marriage, and men too, in the last 30 or 40 years, we've seen marriage rates collapse. If everybody in this room collectively said that we are only going to save ourselves for our future husbands, men will grow up in a way that you would never imagine. Hookup culture has given men everything they've always wanted. They don't have to work for sex. They don't have to grow up. They don't have to do anything. And then women will just throw themselves at them, and they could stay as grown infants for the rest of their life. And unfortunately, it does a lot of damage to young ladies. A lot. It does a lot of psychological damage and a lot of spiritual damage. So if everyone here basically said, nope, we're going to combine our power and be pure and trust in Jesus and in God for our future husband, you would be shocked at how much the dating pool improves.
If your wife has a tattoo on any of her arms, it likely means that her loyalty is low. The reason women get tattoos is because it's like a billboard on their body. It's to attract attention. So no attention will ever be enough, including yours, unless you have dark triad traits. Studies show that women with tattoos often prefer gentlemen with dark triad traits. In other words, verbal, physical, which is absolutely horrible, but that's the truth. Just stay away from tattoos. Just anything with a tattoo, don't talk to it.
You know, and I really hate to say it like this. That's one clip that was talking about is modern women with the way that they act. It's like buying a car with 200,000 miles and then, kind of saying it's reliable. Modern women, what they try to do is essentially give the car, it's not really even a new paint job. They might wash the car a little bit, and really they don't even wash it right. They might take it to, well, honestly, modern women will do that. To give them their credit, they will do that. They will, to use the example, get it detailed. They'll pay for like the highest detail package where you get the ceramic or whatever it is, coating and the wax and all that other stuff. They'll pay for that, and the car will look really good. But then when you look underneath the hood and check everything out, it don't check out. You bring your mechanic along, and the mechanic is like, oh, there's a problem with this, and he can name, say, man, I've named 5 things off the top of my head without even deep diving into it. I wouldn't get into this car, man. How much do you say it costs? $17,000? Man, I would probably buy this car for about $1,000. If you fix it up, then maybe you can sell it for $17,000, but this is not worth $17,000. And that's what modern women are doing. They're overvaluing themselves in the market, and nobody's buying.
The reason why men are no longer approaching women has nothing to do with him not being attracted to you. Trust me, he's attracted, and he's not even that worried about rejection, because even though that hurts, he can move on from it pretty quickly. The real problem is when he forms a connection with a woman that seems to be interested. So what does he do? He's excited for the potential. He's pouring his effort in. He feels desired. He's spending a lot of time talking to her, and he's even starting to become vulnerable. But what happens after a few weeks of all the emotional effort, the months of dates, or even the years of commitment, is that she decides to end the connection. Oftentimes, out of nowhere, the man literally has no idea what made her change her mind. And whether it's because she felt like he wasn't even good enough to try with, or if it was because she found someone better, it all hurts the same. That man simply feels played. And this honestly happens from dating onto long-term relationships, including marriage. So you tell me, why would he do that again?
Why is a woman not committing to you, but she keeps you around? She says all the things about how much fun she has, how great of a person you are, but she will not commit to a relationship with you. It's very simple. Her not committing to you is her basically saying, without saying, I don't want to lock myself down with you. That's what that is. A woman knows very quickly if she wants to be with somebody long term. And if she is not committing to you, she's allowing you to find somebody, and she's allowing herself to find somebody without verbally saying that to you, because she doesn't want you going somewhere, because the time that you spend does something for her. The text that you send her does something for her. The thing you need to look at is, what is it doing for you? Is it making you question your self-worth? Are you getting crazy thinking, well, she said this, but she's doing this. I don't understand. That is not good for you. You remove yourself from that situation so you can find somebody who wants to commit to you, because she doesn't want you to find somebody else. And if you're with somebody that won't commit to you but doesn't want you to find somebody else, that is selfish, and you still need to remove yourself because they haven't chosen you. Does that make sense?
Whenever I get a girlfriend, these are 5 things that I'm just not doing because it's just common sense to me. But maybe it's not common sense to everybody else. I will not be in no other woman's likes, bro. Like, you're not finna catch me being in your friend's likes. My girl will never be that girl that will hear your man is in my likes. You would never hear that. And I'm expecting that will be vice versa. I should not be scrolling on Instagram and you in another man's likes and he look just like me. We gonna have a problem. Even though it's just a like, it's still like, why you liking that? What you like about that? Number 2, bro, giving people hugs. I will only give you a hug if you cool and friends with my girl. If you not, you get in a handshake. Even though it's simple, it's very, very big. Those things that I pay attention to, I wouldn't want my partner thinking like, oh, does he like her? That's not gonna be a thought. I'm not giving her no access to have any thoughts like that. I can be very polite, I can be very nice, but I'm very mindful of how I have a conversation with another woman. If I notice she's just talking to me and she ain't acknowledging who I'm with, yeah, that's gonna be a problem, because I ain't gonna talk to you. I'm gonna just look at you. I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna look at her. I'm like, do you want to answer to that? Because like, she ain't just talking to me. I can say, I'm gonna be respectful, but I don't need to have a conversation with you about my life. What you need to know that for? One thing about me, I'm gonna make sure that my girl will never feel not included. I don't care if it's just a little high and by. You can high and buy the both of us. Another thing that I'm not doing, I will not be talking about other women when I'm out with the boys. If my boys is trying to get me to look at another woman, they ain't my boys. They trying to lead me into some trouble, and I ain't got time for that. If you my homie, you start talking about other women, yeah, we just not gonna hang out, bro. I'd rather stay at the crib until my girl get back. You need to be just as loyal as you are when she's around than when she's not. When you set those boundaries, that will save you so much time and so many arguments that don't even need to be had when you just already set those boundaries. She shouldn't even have to tell you to do that.
And you gotta play hard to get, because men love the chase. They actually don't anymore, okay? They are not with the chase anymore, let me tell you. Ladies, it has changed, okay? And look, I'm not actually unhappy about all of it. It's been ingrained in us as young women that not to be too easy, right? And that men love the chase, and that they're only going to want you if you don't want them, and you got to play hard to get, right? And I've always thought it was honestly. I don't want to. That takes too much work, you know? But now it's gone too far the other way, where they want us to literally do all the work instead. It is unfortunate that both men and women are getting fed horrible advice, horrible information from both sides, that's really honestly pitting us against each other. Let's just literally treat both men and women the same, like how we want to be treated, equally, and I think we'll be good, right? People inflate this idea of like men and women are so different to be really something that it's not. Both men and women don't want people who cheat. We both don't want to do all of the work, right? It has to be 50-50, at least when it comes to effort. We both don't want to have to play hard to get. We both don't want people who gaslight us. Like, it's simple things. And I feel like this red pill and then a lot of the misandrist, stuff that women are getting shoved down their throats on TikTok that you might not even notice, but is subconsciously, leaking in. I think people aren't realizing how much that can actually affect. And then not only that, but how wrong it actually is.
I would like to say that my problem is with you and Andrew is that you guys like to act so holy and mighty and then come on here and judge others. But when the point is of Christianity or Catholicism is you are no one to judge. The only person that can judge is Jesus Christ, is God. You are not God. Why do you guys come here and play God?
I can answer that. First of all, I don't come on here and tell people that I'm holy and perfect. I've never said that. I went on the biggest podcast in the world and talked about where I had made mistakes in my youth. Now, my mistakes were not being promiscuous. What I say is the behavior is wrong. I say having sex on camera for money is wrong.
Does it say that in the Bible?
And it says that you cannot
do my boobs.
Yes.
Brian. Jesus Christ was friends with.
What
No,
name?
he wasn't.
What was that name that he was friends with? Because you made it up.
That's a
You
myth.
just make it.
That's a myth. Why are you acting like a baby?
Detective-
You're
I
annoyed
wanna be
because I dare put any sort of limit on what people should be allowed to do. That's all it is. You have daddy issues and you don't like being told,
I do not have daddy
you're not
issues.
allowed to do that.
I love my dad. I love
Why
my dad.
doesn't your dad love you enough to tell you to get off hands?
These are 5 ways that a good man will show his love. Number 1, he can't stay mad at you because he has 100 other things that he loves about you that makes him not see that one thing that he doesn't like about you. 2, he will be protective of you. Like he will be keeping his eye on all of the strangers around you when you're out in public. And when you're not around each other, he's just going to be checking in with you to make sure that you're okay. 3, this one's my favorite. He will stay close to you, like physically, whether you're in the privacy of your own home or out in public with friends. He is like a magnet to you. 4, even if your man is busy, if you're giving him attention, you're talking to him, he is not going to get annoyed with you. Because honestly, he cherishes that. He remembers the time before you were in his life, and he doesn't want to go back there. 5, he compromises because he knows that sometimes the relationship has to come before his own wants and needs. With that being said, this is the one thing that he really does need reciprocation on. Because that man needs to know that you're a rider, that you're willing to sacrifice with him. That means the world to him, trust me.
Serious question for my mans out there. Why are you guys not approaching women? What is that about? What is that about? I have seen so many hot guys lately, and we make eyes, we exchange the look, we have the look, and then there's nothing else. I'm like, are you gonna come approach me? Hello? I don't want to be the one to approach you, okay? Because that's not my man's. My man's has, the balls that he has, and he's not afraid to come up to me and say something, say hello. So if you're a man out there, you guys have balls for a reason. Use them. And don't be afraid to approach women because we don't want to do that. This is just a pro tip, okay? Chime in.
In case anyone is wondering what kept me single for 4.5 years after my divorce, it was the men of the internet. The men of the internet, they are not lonely enough. They are not lonely enough. They are not working hard enough. Because what is a man doing leaving childish teenage comments on other women's comment sections? Like, don't you have work to do? Don't you have money to make? Don't you have a family to partake in? No, you're acting like a teenage girl online. This is why women are single and choosing to be single.
I hate when I'm talking to a boy and, I start to like him, and then he reveals to me that he has more than one body. Gross. Slut? You gave your body up to that many girls? Like, ew, I'm not even interested anymore. Like, God, what are you gonna tell me next? You have an OnlyFans? Ugh.
And there was a lady talking about the way modern women move out here. They make it seem like it's the man that's doing this stuff and the man is full of bad behaviors. But really, a lot of times they need to start putting themselves at the forefront of that conversation. Because first of all, they'll have a roster. And not only will they have a roster, they'll brag about having the roster. And then when a man says that doesn't seem right, why would I pay my money for this? Seems like you're leading me on. oh, well, you're just insecure. You need to try a little bit harder. You need to level up. May the best man win. I'm the best man for what I know. It just depends on what you want. And I'm not competing. And when all of the men start saying that and then they leave, then she's going to be all over TikTok talking about, I guess I was just too much for them. I guess they were intimidated of wasted money, intimidated by stupidity, intimidated by foolishness. Yes, absolutely. These modern women be out here moving wrong. And then when people catch them and they distance themselves, then all of a sudden it's got to be, oh, well, he just couldn't handle me.
Oh my God, you're not making me feel loved. You're not meeting my needs. You're not doing the thing that I told you that I wanted you to do. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. For 2 weeks, women who are critical, dominating, and controlling and whiny need to shut up. And I've been there. I've been her. I have been in your shoes. And I am telling you that you will never, ever be attracting to the type of man you want. And you will never be successful in changing that man. Because when I tell these women who are female clients to shut up for 2 weeks and to not complain to their partner, not to bring up any issue for 2 weeks, they can't do it. They're like, well, that's just going to mean that I'm okay with their behavior. And I'm like, you're already okay with it. This has been going on for how long and you've not left? You're already okay with it. This challenge doesn't mean you're okay with it. This challenge is going to show you why the f*** you stay. It's going to show you where you're not free, where you have these control issues that keep you in something that you're not even happy in because you don't know how to soothe yourself. So you go crying like they're your mommy or daddy to come rock you back to sleep because you can't process your own disappointment. And that is the problem. I have gotten a voice note every single day from the women who are doing this challenge. Like, I have not had one successful day. Like, we're always fighting it. I almost feel like it's worse. And I'm like, yeah, because you're going through the withdrawals, because you're addicted. You're addicted to the false hope and the false starts. You love to snort possibility up your nose. And you're like, wow, the man that he could be, he said he was going to change. And then you get surprised when you have the crash. Because you don't like the actual process that it would take to have a healthy relationship or to become a healthy partner, because in your eyes, that would be boring. Results come from consistency. Consistency is mundane. You're not going to have these fights. Most of the time, it's just going to be you sitting alone. I'm like, okay, well, I probably shouldn't, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, let me move on with my life and go focus on my own goals and dreams. That's what it's going to look like. It's going to look like a whole lot of nothing going on in your relationship, because that's what a healthy one is. It's one that brings peace, not one that brings stress. But you don't want that as much as you say you do, because it is foolish to think that you can change another man with your whining. You can't even change yourself with all the motivation you have. And these women do want to change. They want to, but even with all the motivation, it's a struggle. And whining isn't going to make a man motivated. So you're making an unmotivated man try to change. Foolish.
And you just need to step up. I just think the men are weak. If a man can't find a wife, he's weak. It's not only it's not all this other crap. It's not the Dubai trip. Yeah. It's not the woman's fault. That's my point.
No offense, brother. You're a flat earther about to recognize that the earth is round. Bro,
no, you're wrong.
What you're saying is when you see how outrageous the standards that women have for average guys right now, you're saying two things that cannot be true at the same time. Right. They cannot say the average guy, if he just tries, gets a woman, and then at the same time say women should have higher standards. I agree with you that women should have higher standards. Yes. The issue that I'm saying is the idea that the average man can just go out and find a woman right now is it is not true at all.
I think average men should just become above average.
Exactly.
That's fine. But mathematically, what happens then? What happens to the average?
The average goes up.
The average goes up, and then women's standards then also go up. That's what we've already seen for the last 40 years. The original point was the average guy is just going to go out there and not be horrifically rejected by the majority of women he encounters. You are about to be massively disillusioned. The way women are treating men now is a high standards anymore.
Women, or are we talking about these old?
I'm talking about the average woman. I'm talking about below average looking women who are not on OnlyFans. I'm talking about all of them, and because they're still exposed to social media. The social media is the problem that is deriving the standards that people have. That's where a lot of this is coming.
You know what?
Unpopular opinion, expecting that man to lead and you not gonna listen is crazy work. A lot of women, not all, are actually not good listeners. They listen to respond and react and not to understand, but they expect for their partner to communicate with them. But they don't practice an empathetic style of listening. That's whenever they actually focus on what that other person is saying and how they're feeling and their perspective, and you try to respect that and come to some kind of common ground and understanding. Most of your women are defensive listeners. What that means is they're actually looking for trigger words that you're saying whenever you're speaking that they're going to use to win this argument. They're looking for something that you're saying wrong that they can use against you a little bit later. They are very defensive, and so they go into a defense mode while you're speaking. They're not listening to you, baby. They ain't heard you said. But the good thing about all of this is you can actually learn to listen. Listening is a skill that you can practice every day. And if you're not the best listener, that's okay. You can let your partner know, I'm working on this, if you're actually working on it and trying. Those are the kind of women that will stay around a lot longer than those that don't listen at all.
If you think about it, there's nothing to appreciate a man for.
If you think about it, ugly women ain't gonna find no true love. I promise you.
There's nothing to appreciate a man for.
Ask any ugly woman. Have you ever found true love, man? Nope.
It really sucks when you're not attractive because men completely ignore you, right?
Rule number 1, ladies, do not take advice from ugly women. Stop with the everybody's beautiful. Where are these ugly women getting their confidence from? I want to know.
If you think about it.
Fat women, I know, they get their confidence from black dudes and Puerto Ricans hitting on them. But ugly women, what is it? Is it the Mexicans that are coming in and hitting on you that make you think you're special? Number 2, just don't listen to fat women either. Fat women will always tell you the best way to lose weight, which already is like...
There's nothing to appreciate a man for.
So, get up in the morning, brush them teeth, put that makeup on, do your hair, okay? Put on some lotion, spray some perfume, take a bath, take a shower, wear an outfit, not a t-shirt. I'm just being honest. People can say I'm mean, but they can't say they can't say it's not true what I'm telling y'all. How are you gonna get on the screen talking about you looking for true love and true love is not looking for you?
What is the one thing that every race, religion, nationality has in common?
Leadership.
Wrong. The one thing everyone has in common, ugly people, right? Every race has ugly people. The beauty of ugly is that it doesn't discriminate. Write that down, please. Should we treat ugly people the same as attractive people?
Yes, we should.
The actual correct answer is no.
My dad loves me very much.
Does he love you being on?
It's not really his business. He can do whatever he know? That's why I always say.
Does your dad know that you're a graphic actress?
Yes, he does.
And he
know.
likes
actress.
You think that's doing your dad proud?
So let me tell you something.
You should be ashamed of that.
No, I'm not ashamed.
That is shameful.
My dad
You have a Catholic father and you're selling photography of yourself. You should be ashamed. You should look in the camera and apologize
and guess
to
what?
your dad.
I was raised extremely Catholic. My parents are still married to this day. I used to go to catechism. I did my confessions, and look at the way I grew up. Look, your kids are Christian. What if they grow up and they want to be as well?
No, that would be horribly disappointing, and I would be praying for their salvation, and I would be worried
I
about
don't date. My dad does not tell me what to do and tell me how to dress.
You just sell your body to the world. That's horrible. Why would you do that?
And then,
what are you thinking?
It's a problem if I date too much, and it's a problem if I don't date at all.
No,
come on,
it's
Rachel.
a problem if you're being promiscuous, and it's a problem if you're being
promiscuous. You're being promiscuous coming on here.
What?
Being like,
you don't know what that word means, do you?
Accept it, Max. Accept it. She's not your woman. She's a community broad. She's anybody's woman, Mac. Accept it. She is not your woman. Say she's not your woman, Mac. She is not yours. She is any man that can have her, Mac. She is not yours. Accept the fact, Mac. You don't have a woman. You got to help yourself, Max. You got to help yourself. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. You're gonna split, Max.
Help yourself. Cause she's out in the street. She ain't worth it no more. You're here, man. Help yourself.
Yeah, it hurts.
How much, Max?
Hurts a whole lot.
How much? Make me feel how much you hurt. Hurts a lot.
I'm a mama's boy. I absolutely love women. You know, I'm not what you would call a ladies' man.
No.
You know? I'm not a real big skirt chaser.
A small-time skirt chaser?
There is a secret. Don't chase women. They'll chase you.
How do you make yourself known as potentially available?
Just don't do it. Don't, you meet a lady, you express to her how wonderful she looks or how you respond to the way she looks or whatever it is, and then go on about your business.
And does it ever fail?
Curious, they're like horses in a pasture sometimes. You walk into a pasture and the horse sees you. He's coming over to investigate. And if you see a lady and you don't go, drooling all over her, she's going to want to know why.
The dating market is so trash. Like, as handsome as I look, I just rather be alone, bro. A lot of these women are trash, bro. They're not even worth the time, their energy. And I'm not really impressed. They all the same. Ain't not one proving me wrong that she's not the same like all these other women by nature. Like, they all the same. And I have to accept that. I'm not impressed. I'm really not impressed, bro. And that's just me, honestly. So, I don't know. I'm handsome, single, no kids. And I ain't even looking, bro. Whatever comes, comes.
And it really, when you watch Rachel Wilson and how she was going at that young lady, you kind of feel sorry because you shouldn't, nobody should have to go that hard at people. Nobody should have to put their foot in somebody else's behind like that. But with these modern women, they be so delusional, you have to. They be in another galaxy. And so you got to say, listen, maybe you don't understand what you're saying. Maybe you don't understand where your life is going. Maybe you don't fully understand where this leads. They will say anything and it'll be stupid to the average, normal, everyday person, man or woman. These modern women get out here and they start talking and a regular person be scratching their head like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. Well, I did this and I did that. And she start going, well, I went to catechism and I did this and look how I turned out. Yes. If I go to school and I'm following all of everything that they have in the syllabus and the curriculum, all that, and then I get out and decide that I want to do something else, that is my prerogative. I can do that. But that's not what I was taught. At that point in time, it's not on my parents. It's not on anybody else. Because I was trained to do a certain thing. That's on me. And I know we like to talk about trauma. She didn't have no trauma. She was saying my parents are married until this day as a badge of honor. I came from a perfect household. I came from a great household. So my parents are just fine. And look at the way that I turned out. Exactly. Somewhere along the way, you decided this was the best course of action. And it's not. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. At some point in time, you got to shut up and listen. Sit down and be taught.